blessings of the Lord. Invoke the blessings of the Gurus. Feel their presence in your heart. And then we can gently ask ourselves the question on Swadharma, which we discussed last time. What is my dharma in my present situation of my life? What is my Swadharma, meaning what is my duties? And am I abandoning my duties or values that I need to uphold? Just relax, let go, feel that presence. Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Okay, so in the last class, we have discussed. We are now studying the second chapter of Bhagavad Gita. So far the teachings have been given with the Lord giving the teachings with the highest vision in perspective. So we can take off this contemplation thing. Let's put that. Yeah. So the teachings began with the highest knowledge, the Paramartha Darshana. So now the Arjuna's question was that should I fight the battle or not, or should I should not fight the battle. That was his point, right? So instead of answering that directly, the Lord started giving the teachings from the highest perspective, what we call the Brahma Jnana. So then now he's coming more to what is called as Loka Nyaya. There are two kind of perspectives. What is from a day-to-day perspective, my life situation, what is right for me to do? So from that level, he started teaching now. So the first part of the teachings was to establish the highest knowledge of Atma, Paramatma and all that. Now the teachings is more at the Laukika Nyaya we see. So this one we discussed last time. Purushartha, the word Purushartha we discussed. Every human being seeks after something or the other in life. All of us seek the four Purusharthas, but some of us predominantly seek one or two, more importantly. So what are the four Purusharthas we discussed last class? Order, can we put it?
Dharma, Artha, Kama, Moksha.
Dharma, Artha, Kama, Moksha. So this is the general order that we will put in. So Dharma, Artha, Kama, Moksha. So now I'll just share something. Okay, everybody can see this. So the Purushartha we say. What are the four Purusharthas? The Purushartha is basically the pursuit of human life, or what we call the aims of human life. Everybody is seeking after all this or predominantly one of this. So we generally say dharma is the first one when we put, because dharma is the tilting point. I will explain this a bit later. So what happens here is dharma is what we call righteousness or the moral and ethical code of living. What is the opposite of dharma?
Adharma.
Adharma. Opposite of dharma is adharma, meaning something which you're not following. You're not following the righteous moral code, then it's adharma. So what happens when you follow dharma? What happens when you follow adharma? Anybody? What could happen? What happens when you follow dharma?
Papa and Punya.
Very good. Yeah. So when you follow dharma, you get punya. When you follow adharma or when you don't follow dharma, then you get papa. So this is the perspective from a Laukika perspective. But the teachings the Lord gave was not at that level until now. The Lord taught at the level of, until now, at the level of moksha purushartha. So he taught at this level. Moksha. Moksha is meant for liberation, spiritual liberation, but we also say moksha at a more simple level if you want to take it. Moksha means a sense of contentment, a sense of fulfillment, where there is no more suffering in life, where we are not suffering at any level. So that is the basic thing, and the fulfillment of life's purpose. So this was the teaching which he gave. Now he's shifting to the teaching at the level of dharma. Now, why are these two teachings given? So that we don't focus all our attention on artha and kama. Artha means material prosperity and wealth. The pursuit of material prosperity and wealth. That is artha purushartha. Kama purushartha is what? Seeking desires, sensual desires, passions, any desires, worldly desires, all come under artha, ka, and kamaksha. Now, what happens is on one side we have artha, if we take it like this, artha, and the others on the same side we have kama. Now this is like a scale here, and this scale is balanced on the other side with what? Moksha. So there is either people are going this way or they're going this way in life. People are seeking wealth, people are seeking desires, or they're seeking moksha. Now, what is it that tilts the scale? That one that tilts the scale is the dharma, purushartha. So when we start doing dharma, we move towards this way, moksha purushartha. And when we start doing adharma, what happens? We move this way. So this is I'm just giving a very broad general thing. Now in this there are two more things which I have not just mentioned before. Dharma, there is two results you get. One we said is what? Papa and punya. Papa and punya. The other one is called as, other one is, so this comes under category called as Adhrista Pala. These are all Sanskrit words. It's good to know. Papa means sins. Everybody, I hope you know this, but I'm just writing. Papa means sin. Punya means more than virtue, it's merit. You can say. Merit means you get something in the higher world. That is punya. Adhrista Pala. Adhrista Pala means unseen result. So what is this unseen result? What can we say is unseen result? Can anybody guess? Unseen result, what are we referring to?
It's like something will come later to you as a result, but you cannot relate to the action you made.
Correct. So there is some action you do, you cannot see the result right away. It will come later, either in this life or next life. Like for example, say for example, you help somebody on the road today. They are walking somewhere, or they are at some shop, they run out of money, they don't have, they didn't bring their wallet or something, and then you give them some 10 rupees or 100 rupees. They will buy something because they don't have that. So then you forget about it, you walk on. Then someday you're walking maybe in a hot sun, and somebody is driving in the car, they stop and they say, oh, you're the one who helped me that day, let me give you a ride. So that is a worldly example of what we call as Adhrista Pala. Something you have done, you will get back the result. Usually, we talk about this in the context of next life or afterlife. This is Adhrista Pala. Like you're born, and then suddenly, so when you're born, you get a lottery. When you are 1,000 people, you get a lottery. And why do you say that, oh, I got a lottery, I'm lucky? So when we say that lucky thing, right, that is usually a drishtapala. You are got the result from some previous lives. Drishtapala. Some example of drishtapala anybody can think? Seen result. Seen in the near future, you can say.
A student who studies hard and then he gets the good result.
Very good. A student studies for the exam and he get good results. That is your made effort, you get the result. And the other example I usually say is this: you work for 1 month. At the end of the month, you get a salary. So that is a drishtapala. You know you should get that, or you expect that. It is something that you can think of. So this is in the context of dharma. Both are possible. When you do a good thing, dharma, both are possible. You get drishtapala and you get adrishtapala. So now Arjuna is being told this. So the point that Arjuna has been told now in the preceding mantras, he mentioned the Lord gave him two kind of instances. What are the instances? If you do your swadharma, your duties. Firstly, now, dharma means virtues, right? Merits you get. What is Swadharma? What is the difference between Dharma and Swadharma? We discussed last class briefly.
Swadharma, personal duty, responsibilities, personal responsibilities and duties.
Personal responsibilities and duties. Any other thing we can add to that?
It comes together with your character. For example, an artist.
Yes, very good. Yeah. So it is linked with your swabhava, meaning like it is part of your makeup, like doing the things, either as a duty or as a talent, something that has come with you. So you have to fulfill that. So in example, Arjuna is an archer. Arjuna is a warrior and an archer. So he has to fulfill his swadharma. So when he fulfills his swadharma, that his role is being fulfilled. Okay. All right. So now let us, we will now look at the mantra. So this point we should keep in mind. It is one thing to just follow dharma, meaning it is one thing to just live according to shastras and say, I'm following all my dharmas. I'm not killing anybody. I'm not, hurting anybody, or I'm doing my, if I'm a Brahmin, I'll do my puja. If I'm a Kshatriya, I'll do my. So that is kind of a, the full doing, being a good person. That is also considered dharma, right? That is dharma. Swadharma is like you have to do your duty. What is your duty? So if you are if you have children, you have to take care of them. That is your swadharma. And if you have, if you're taken up a job, then that job requires you to show up maybe at 8 a.m. in the morning, then that is your swadharma. You have to, that is so. So that is the swadharma. So now that Lord is giving Arjuna more like as a somebody who is a well-wisher. He's talking. He's not talking this thing from the level of moksha purushartha. He's talking at this at the level of dharma purushartha. Why? Because he's saying that that means there is a caption. When you follow dharma, you are protected by the dharma. Dharma rakshati rakshitaha. This is a very common phrase that is mentioned. The one who protects the dharma, meaning one who does your duty, you are protected. Protected how? By that merit of the duty, that law of karma will protect you, will take care of you. So sometimes you may not see immediate result. You may not always see Drishta Pala, but that Adhrista Pala, what you have done, that merit that you deserve, it will come to you. So many times, from a worldly level, people say, I worked for 30 years, yet I didn't get a promotion, I didn't get that. So if you did your duty well and correctly, the Shastra says you will get the result. If not in this, within that span of time that you expect, that result will not come when you want it. It will come actually when you need it rather than when you want it. That is how the law of karma works. When your phala, it fructifies. If it is supposed to give you happiness, it will fructify at a time, it will give you happiness. Like, for example, if you are supposed to enjoy a beautiful or a tasty gulab jamun or a chocolate, let us say, that if that is in your destiny, meaning if you have done dharma to get that, that chocolate will not come when you have stomach pain. If it comes in that when you're having stomach pain, then you don't deserve it. You don't have the pala for that. So the drishta pala means that you are supposed to enjoy it. Then only it will come to you. Okay, so this is the overall spectrum. Now let us look at the shlokas which we have been looking at. Briefly, we will relook at the some of the. So here he 34, shloka number 34. The Lord told him that you will get merit. But what is the worldly result? What is the seen result of not doing your duty? If I don't do my duty, what is the seen result? Akirti chapi bhutani. People will speak of you in a bad way. That is the drishtapala. You will not get good result in this life only, because people will not talk good of you if you abandon the war. Forget about the abandoning, forget about joining for getting swarga and all that. In this life only, people will not talk good of you. Why they will not talk good of you? Arjuna feels like, I am withdrawing because of compassion, but they will not think of it this way. Bhayat rana duparatam Momsyante tvam maharataha. All these great people will think you have abandoned the war. Esham cha tvam bahumata bhutva yasyasi lagavam. So they will think that you have abandoned, and they will look down on you. Who they thought of you as a great person, now they will look down upon you. And then he says, avachya vadanscha bahun vadishyanti tavahitaha nindantastava samarthyam tatho dukkataram nukim. So this insulting thing, that what could be more painful? So that pain is in this life only, you will experience that pain. Not that if you don't do your swadharma, you will experience pain in next life. In Arjuna's case, he's trying to tell him, in this life only, people will talk bad about you. They will not give you the reputation. So you will lose your reputation. So the both Drishtapala and Adrishtapala is being pointed out. Now he comes back to combining both Drishtapala and Adrishtapala. Both he combines now. How? Hatho va prapsyasi swargam, jitva va bokshyase mahim. If you die in the war, then you will gain heaven doing your dharma. So when he says when you die, you will gain heaven, is he talking about Drishtapala or Adrishtapala? Seen result or unseen result?
Adhrista
Adhrista
Adhrista Pala. It is not seen result. It is unseen result. Heaven is unseen result. You can't see heaven. Yeah. You are here, you don't see heaven. You don't know,
But
you
it's
may or may
certain.
not get.
No,
Sorry?
he's saying that it's certain that you get heaven. You may not see heaven,
He's
but it's a
saying, but you
certain
don't
result.
see it. right? So it is called Adhrista Pala because you don't see it in this life. Huh? You will get it, meaning it is an assurance that you will get it. But it is not like, see, we are, Shastras is there to assure you, you will get the result. Huh? But it was not something you will see in this life or in the immediate future. You cannot see it in this life. If you have enough faith, yeah, you can kind of intuitively feel it, but you will not see it. So heaven is not something you see. So that is Adhrishta Pala. Huh? Jitva va bhokshyase mahim. You will enjoy this life. If you are victorious, you will enjoy this life. So this is Drishta Pala. This is seen result because you will enjoy in this life only. No? If somebody tells you, you do this and I will give you the kingdom, it is a something, it is in your range of possibilities, in your range of gaining. Now he comes to this main shloka, main part of this shloka, which he will repeat again and again. Tasmad uttishta kaunteya yuddhaya krita nishchayaha. Uttishta kaunteya, get up. Arise, awake. Uttishtaha, tishtatah, jagrata, prapyavara nibodhata. So there, that was told for moksha purushartha. In Kathopanishad, when it said, arise, awake, and go to the teacher. Why? Because you want moksha immediately. Seek that moksha purushartha. Here, Arjuna is being told of getting dharma purushartha. He's telling him, do your dharma purushartha, get up and fight the war. So this is the battle cry. Go and fight the war. Krita nishchayaha, don't be indecisive about it. Don't be having two minds about it. So this is all, when we had to do seva and all that, our gurus and all would say that. If you're feeling sometimes reluctant, if you're saying, oh, this is that is that, so especially in our ashrams, you would say, meaning do your duty, even if the duty is unpleasant. Whether your duty is pleasant or unpleasant, whether your swadharma is calling upon you to do unpleasant things, like you have to go to a job where it will take you 1 hour in the bus, maybe, and that bus journey you don't like, but you have to do it. That is your duty, right? Krita nishchayaha, don't be two-minded about it. Okay, now why do I have to do that? Now comes the next mantra. So we will chant from the mantra 37. You can repeat after me. Then we will do 37, 38, 39. The same mantra we will start with. So, okay, please repeat after me. All right. All right. Hato va prapsyase swargam.
Ato va prapsyase swargam.
Swargam.
Jitva va bokshyase mahim.
Jitva va bhoksyase mahim.
Tasmaduttishta kaunteya.
Tasmaduttishta kaunteya.
Yuddhaya krita nishchayaha.
Yuddhaya
Yuddhaya
krita
krita nishchaya.
Sukha dukkhe same kritva.
dukkhe
Sukha
same
dukkhe
kritva.
same kritva.
Labha labho jaya jayo.
Labha labho jaya jayo.
Tatha yuddhaya yujyasva.
Tato yuddhaya yujyasva.
Naivam papamavapsyasi.
Naivam
Naivam
papam
papamavapsyasi.
Esha te bihita sankhye.
Esha te vihita sankhye.
Buddhir yoge tvimam shruno.
Buddhir yoge vimam
Vimam
shruno.
tranu.
Buddhya yukto yaya partha.
Buddhya yukto yaya
Yaya
partha.
partha.
Karma bandham prahasyasi.
Karmabandham prahasyasi.
Okay, now begins a very important shloka. Huh? Now he's saying, how do you go about doing your duty? He's saying, now he has told you, go about doing your duty. Huh? You have to fight your battle, your duties, whether you have to do it in your in the war field or in your office rooms or at your homes, wherever your duty, wherever you are doing your duty, that is your battlefield. Huh? So that battle that you have to do, how do you fight that? How do you go about with your day-to-day duties? So in order to explain that, this very important mantra, this is also a very famous mantra because it explains that key point of samatva. In the whole of Bhagavad Gita, this point of samatva will keep again coming again and again. So here this point is mentioned. How? Sukhe dukkhe same krutva. You make that sukha. Sukha means that happiness. And that sorrow or the unpleasantness, pleasantness and unpleasantness, make them one. How can I make them one? I might explain a pleasure, I might explain unpleasure, displeasure. I cannot make them one. So mentally, he is saying, mentally, your attitude should be the same, whether it is a pleasant duty or an unpleasant duty. Sukhe dukkhe same krutva. Labha labha jayo jayo. Whether it is gain or loss, profit or loss, whether you in doing your duty, you lose some days or you lose monies or some you may not get exactly what the amount of duty you put in, you may not gain. Some days you may get more, or sometimes you may be rewarded more than what you deserve. Whether it's so, or if you're in business, some days you may succeed in your business, some days you may not, you may have loss, but you have to do your duty. Like if you are having a shop, you cannot say, today, I'm not earning money, so I will shut the shop, right? Of course, if it's continued loss, people will shut down, but mental attitude is what is mentioned here. What should be your mental attitude? Labha, labha, jaya, jaya, or whether you are victorious or you lose. If Arjuna goes to the battlefield, he has to do his duty. If he loses, then will he say that, oh, I didn't do my duty or my duty didn't happen well? No, you have done your duty, whether it is victory or loss. Jaya, ajaya, victory or loss. Tatha yuddhaya yujyasva. What will happen if you do your duty like that? What will happen if Arjuna fights the war like that? Papam na avapsyasi. Then you will not incur any sins, meaning you will not have Adhrista Pala, negative Adhrista Pala. If at all anything for doing that, there will be no kind of Pala at all, we can say. Pala is something that will keep us bound. So when somebody is able to raise above the Pala, Pala means result, fruit. If we keep thinking that I should get this result, then only I will do that work. Then you're not doing your duty. You are just doing out of an interest for that result. That is not necessarily called the duty. That is not doing out of your desire, your interest. So this is the right attitude for doing the duty. Your pleasantness, unpleasantness, victory, losses, gains, loss, all that. Mentally, you should take it with an equal-minded attitude, even-minded attitude, sense of equanimity. Okay. Now, the Lord is going to explain this more, but the main point here is this is the introduction in this chapter to Karma Yoga. So far, he talked about Jnana Yoga. Now he is introducing a basic idea. He is giving us a basic idea of what is called as Karma Yoga. Karma Yoga means it is that yoga of how to do your duties. What is the right attitude in our life to all our duties? Until now, he talked about Jnana Yoga, how to be free from samsara. What is the reality? What is truth? What is untruth? And then he said, what is the nature of Atma? Atma is Nitya, Shuddha, Mukta. So he kept talking about all this. And then sometimes, Arjuna, or we also might ask, okay, all this is good, but I don't still get an understanding of that Atma. What do I do now? Tell me something practical. Sometimes people say this, right? Swamiji, all this is very theoretical, very scriptural thing. Tell me something practical. What can I apply? So now he says, I will tell you the concept of karma yoga. What is that? He says, the wisdom that has been conveyed to you so far, that which, especially from that shloka 12 to 27. The Lord talked about that there is no death to Jiva. You should not grieve because all your relatives, they will not die. Their Atma will not die. They will be at the most changing bodies, he says. Vasansi jirnani yatha vihaya. They may change one body to another body. So you should not grieve for them. And then also, what is the nature of Atma? Atma is sarvagataha, sthanu, achala, all that he said. It is unmoving, it is stationary, it is that one reality, it is omnipresent. So that was the wisdom of Sankhya. Sankhya meaning jnana, the knowledge. Now you listen to me about the karma yoga. Actually, you see, our translation here is very good. Which says that uh, the wisdom has been conveyed to you through theoretical knowledge, meaning that you have been given that higher wisdom about the reality. Now you listen to its practical application through yoga. Practical application meaning that karma yoga. You apply this through karma yoga. So what will happen now if you apply that knowledge? When you act with this wisdom, you shall liberate yourself from the bondage of karma. So when you do karma yoga, there is no bondage of karma. What is the bondage that karma can cause? When you don't do karma, what could be the bondage that could be caused? Anybody? What he's referring to as bondage. What is the bondage karma causes?
Attachment.
Cycle of life and death. Cycle of life and death.
No, Shamlaji, I can't hear. Your voice is cracking.
Longing for result.
Vicious cycle of life and death.
Very good. Karma bandhana is that. What is the bondage of karma? See, why are we bound? We are not bound because we have just some desire. Of course, all that is there. But what is the real reason of our bondage? What is it that, if you take literally, what is it that is making us bound? Why was I born here? Why am I going through these experiences of life? Why am I going to die on such a day? So this is a tangible bondage of karma. How do you overcome this bondage of karma? So two ways. So this is the most important teaching. There are two ultimate yogas. So here you see what is the Lord saying. So this is a very important point, all of you note. Yesham te bhi hita sankhye buddhir yogo tvimam shuno buddhya yukto yaya parta karma bandha prahasyasi. So he says there is two kind of yogas. Let us see the next mantra. So he says there are basically two yogas. What are the two yogas? There are only two yogas the Lord is talking about. One is the Jnana Yoga. The other is the Karma Yoga. So on a very broad spectrum, from Bhagavad Gita teachings, there are only two yogas. Now later Acharyas have come and then they said there is Bhakti Yoga, there is Raja Yoga and all that. But all of them, are divided into two yogas. What are these two yogas? Karma yoga and jnana yoga. Now, both of these are paths for liberation. So these are two paths. What name can we give for these two paths? Those who are familiar from Upanishads or something. What are the two paths towards liberation? For a normal person and for somebody who is completely renounced also. What are the two paths?
Sankhya
Preyas
Yoga,
and Shreyas?
Shreyas and Shreyas. Yeah.
No.
Shreyas and Shreyas.
How can
Pravritti
prayers be?
nivritti.
Okay, those who said prayers, how does prayers lead you to moksha? Huh? Prayers will not lead you to moksha. Huh? Okay.
Swamiji is pravritti marga,
Ah,
nivritti marga.
correct. Yeah, very good. Pravritti marga and nivritti marga. Huh? So these are the two paths of liberation. There are only two paths for freedom. Huh? What is the pravritti marga? Pravritti marga means you do your duties, but in a prescribed way, according to the way that the Lord has prescribed. And here in Bhagavad Gita, the Lord is saying the pravritti is through karma yoga. Pravritti marga means you don't have to leave your house, you don't have to leave your children, your family, and all go somewhere in the forest and then seek moksha. Huh? You live in your life, you do your duties, but yet you have the same qualification to gain that moksha that a yogi sitting in Himalayas can. How? Because you are doing your duties as an offering to the Lord, as a equanimous attitude. Huh? So we will discuss this much later. But karma yoga, the essence of karma yoga is this. One is that nishkama bhava. Huh? There is no expectation of results. This will come in this chapter only. Karmanyevadhikarasya ma phaleshu kadachana. You should do all your duties without seeking results. That is nishkama bhava. Then the other couple of criteria for karma yoga is that you have to do with a certain of nisangatva, meaning that attachment should not be there. Like if somebody says you're doing this job, you're doing this duty, tomorrow you're transferred somewhere, you will have to work there, or you're changed to another department. So then what? No, I love this department. I want to work this. So that is showing attachment. That is sangatva. So nisangatva. This is my duty. This is what is correct from. Of course, from a worldly wise, you have to see what is beneficial. That is all okay. But I'm saying inwardly, mentally, it is not for outward display. It is for your own mind. Everything karma yoga has to show these two things: nisangatva and then the nishkama karma. These are the two things. In other ways, if from a bhakti yoga perspective, this is called as arpana buddhi and prasada buddhi. From a bhakti yoga perspective, you offer everything to God and you take anything the Lord gives as a prasada. Okay, so these are the concepts. Now, what is he saying here? You see the word that is said here, buddhir yoga. I'm going to give you the yoga. I'm going to give you the wisdom of the yoga of karma. So now, does that mean it is jnana yoga or is it karma yoga? So actually, when he says here, this is referring to that knowledge of you. This is not like that moksha knowledge. He's not giving us again that moksha knowledge. So what he's going to give us is that knowledge of yoga itself. It is yoga buddhi, meaning what is yoga buddhi? The yoga buddhi is an attitude that you will have to carry, a wisdom that you will carry in your daily life, going about your duties. So real yogis are those who have the yoga buddhis, and not just those yogis who are doing, like we say yogis, from a Bhagavad Gita perspective, a person doing hatha yoga and all that yoga is not the yogi here. Here the yogi is one who is nishtha, meaning is established in doing karma yoga. So under karma yoga, the Lord has also branched other things. What are the other things? Bhakti yoga, Raja yoga, all that comes also in the karma yoga. Why? Because these all involve action of some kind. Even bhakti yoga requires action. You have to offer something to the Lord. You have to pray to the Lord. You have to offer at least your thoughts to the Lord. So all that is also action. So that all that comes under in the spectrum that the Lord is dividing. There are only two yogas. So when sometimes people say, so Swamiji, what about all the other yogas, the modern world? What is that? Yin yoga, Kundalini yoga, all that yoga. See, they all are karma yogas only. They're not jnana yogas. Because jnana yoga means the yoga of pure wisdom, pure knowledge. There, that knowledge alone will liberate you. So here, what happens actually when you do karma yoga, the direct karma yoga will not liberate us in that sense. But direct karma yoga, when you do, it gives us that chitta shuddhi. Chitta shuddhi means the mind is freed of all vasanas, kleshas, and samskaras, negative samskaras. So all this karma yoga, bhakti yoga, all this what they are doing, even the Raja yoga, they are purifying you of all the samskaras. So when all the samskaras are freed, you are freed of all the kleshas, vasanas, then that knowledge will happen right away. Okay, so now actually, we cannot strictly divide and say that, okay, I am more qualified for karma yoga, this person is qualified for jnana yoga. So of course, some people are definitely more qualified, but in general, right, each of us within us, there are these aspects. We have that knowledge aspect, we have that action aspect. We have that desire to learn, we have the desire to know, progress, become better, and realize that truth. And then we also want to do something. So as long as we want to keep doing something, then we need to follow the karma yoga teachings. So this is a two broad combinations the Lord has given. Okay, so a couple of other points. So that in this two main yogas, when we say the Lord includes here, which will come in the later, we included in the karma yoga, the Lord also includes that samadhi yoga. Samadhi yoga meaning that what we call the Ashtanga yoga. The path of Ashtanga yoga, which we do dhyana and all that, that is also, but of course there is a dhyana related to jnana. There is a meditation related to the path of knowledge, which we call as manana nididhyasana. That is part of jnana yoga. But every other meditation that we are talking about, all that comes under this only. Okay, so this teaching, now if you look at the shlokas, overall what we have looked at the shloka, from that shloka 12, shloka 12 until that shloka 26th, the Lord gave from the highest knowledge, where he talked only of Brahma Jnana, meaning that Atma Jnana, self-knowledge. He talked only about self-knowledge. Now in 26, 27, he spoke from a very materialistic perspective. Then from 28 to 37, he spoke about the attitude of that man. The attitude of that man who is in the world. How does he have Drishta Pala? How will he get Adhrista Pala? A seen result, unseen result, all that he saw. Now in the 38th shloka, this he is giving us the how to go about with doing your yoga, how to go about doing all your duties, your whole of life. How should it be lived? That is the Sukhe Dukhe Samekratva. And now he's dividing it further. It's Shloka 29. He's there. These are the two things. And now he's saying, I'm going to expound the teachings of Karma Yoga. So the next few shlokas, for about another 7-8 shlokas, he will talk about the Karma Yoga teachings. Okay. So let us just look at the Manana briefly, and then we can take questions. This is from the last class, of course, lasting. So in regard to Dharma, we asked, what is my Dharma? How do I embrace my Dharma with changing times? Okay, so this we already saw. Now the Shloka 38. What is my attitude towards any challenge I face in life? Am I equanimous towards any outcome or result? So this is something we have to monitor on our daily basis. Every little thing, like even for example, you try to do some you try to cook something. You try to put all your effort, sincerity, but it doesn't turn up in the way that you want it. Of course, you have to improve at that level, but mentally, are you equanimous? I did my best and this is the result. And then despite putting in my best efforts, am I mentally averse to unpleasant outcomes and attached to favorable ones? So this is a very key thing we have to ask ourselves. Do I value learning to act in life without the motivation of seeking profits and avoiding losses, without wanting victory and rejecting defeat? See, a worldly person cannot fathom doing this. A worldly person cannot do any action without any profits. A person who is learning Bhagavad Gita or who is following spiritual life, this is the first expectation. You learn to do your duties. Don't focus on the results of the duties. If it is your duty, then you should not ask, will I get profit or not? If it is your duty, if it is something you have to do, then you cannot ask even this question. Okay, to seek to be victorious and happy is a natural inclination. Yet for the truly free persons, all actions are like drawing a line in water. What happens when you draw the line in water? The line will immediately disappear. So similarly, that person has no karmic bondage. When you are not mentally attached to that, that karmic result will not bind you. You are free now, and you're free now because you're not carrying over. You finish your work and you're done with that. And karmically also you're not going to carry over. Okay. So this, we will leave it at this for today. All right. So now, so far we have discussed about the Karma Yoga. We are studying about Karma Yoga. That section about Jnana Yoga. We are more or less done with that section. But we should, couple of things that we should remember from that Jnana Yoga perspective, because it will come later on. Of course, later chapters and all will talk extensively about again all that. But now in this chapter, some other later on that points will also come. So first level of teaching that the Lord gave, we call it as Paramatma Darshan. Paramatma Darshan meaning that that ultimate reality of oneself and the Lord, the ultimate truth was pointed out. So now, what is the relation now between Karma Yoga and that ultimate reality? As I explained, what is the use for now understanding Karma Yoga? How will it help us towards ultimate reality? Antakarana Shuddhi. So it will lead to Antakarana Shuddhi. And then now, is this the Karma Yoga when we talk about? When we are doing Karma Yoga, are we seeking Dharma Purushartha or Moksha Purushartha?
Dharma.
Dharma Purushartha.
Dharma Purushartha. Anybody who feels it's Moksha Purushartha?
Moksha Purushartha. Maybe can be a mixture of both, but in the end it's Moksha Purushartha.
Very good. It is a mixture of both, but in the end it is Moksha Purushartha actually. Why is it Moksha Purushartha? Is because, see, the Karma Yoga you are doing in the from a Bhagavad Gita perspective is not for worldly fame or worldly reputation. You're doing, or even to get heaven. See, if you're doing just for the sake of going to heaven or higher loka, or to get worldly reputation and all that, then a normal judge or a normal a kind of a law, what do you call, a honest judge or a honest policeman, they are also doing that. They're also doing dharma. They're also seeking dharma. They want good reputation, or they believe in heaven. So the real purpose of Karma Yoga is Moksha Purushartha. You are preparing to refine the mind so that it can gain the knowledge, it can establish in that knowledge. So everybody clear on this? Yeah. Okay.
So Swami, if we just...
Yeah, Flavia.
if we just take care of our action, this is sufficient to have the mind clear and to get moksha.
Yeah, both actually, So if you do the actions with the knowledge, not like just doing action because I want to do it, You do the action without expecting the result, with the knowledge. Then what happens? As I gave the illustration, it is like drawing a line on water. In your mind, that impression will not come, so it will not create stress for you. And also what? It will not create that samskaras, that kleshas, that impressions. So that is a conducive thing for moksha purushartha, for when you are doing without phala ichcha. And of course, if you combine that with devotion to Lord, if you offer it to Lord, then it becomes even greater qualification for moksha purushartha.
But Swami, at the same time, it's really difficult because we cannot really know when we are acting because of desire or because we are an instrument of God, Ishvara, or this is really difficult to see what is going on inside of us.
Yeah, I mean, it is difficult. I can't say anything more. It is difficult, but it is the only way we have to, see why is it difficult is because it will require us to be completely transparent to ourselves. See, when if something was very clear, something it is very open in this one, then we don't have to look into ourselves. So here we have to ask ourselves, introspect on what is my motive in what I'm doing.
Always asking.
Always asking, yes. Yeah. So every action we do, either more than before, initially we should learn to ask after the action. Because initially it is hard to stop when you're doing that action, if it's your daily duties. After your action, if you set up like a regular thing, what was my motive in this? What is the motive with which? Then what happens is that will become your prospective reminder in life. Before you do action, that thing will come up on you. What is your motive now? Without you having to deliberate. So it is a difficult thing, but it is the only way we can purify. So that is why it is called antakarana shuddhi, purification. That purification happens when we look at ourselves as clearly as we look in a clean mirror. If that mirror is clean, then the reflection is clean. Yeah. So the motive and the other thing that is a helpful aid. There are two ways for karma yoga. We will discuss this. There is a jnana yoga way of karma yoga. There is a bhakti yoga way of karma yoga. So depending on our personality, we can take karma yoga with the jnana yoga or the bhakti yoga perspective. We will call that will come later. Yeah, somebody else was asking something.
Guruji, so until we do the purification,
yes,
antakarna shuddhi, we will be caught in that cycle of life and death.
Yeah.
Is it?
Two ways actually. There are two ways to be free from life, from the cycle, samsara bandhana. One is like what you mentioned, antakarana shuddhi. The other way is you establish completely in the highest knowledge. If you are established in the highest knowledge all the time, then what happens is that itself will start creating the purification. But that also requires purification. So eventually the purification has to happen. Either the purification happens through being established in knowledge, or through like what Flavia was asking, consciously monitoring and purifying your thoughts, feelings, everything. Yeah, so but antakarana shuddhi is essential. Those who are completely established in knowledge, for them, there is not even a thought of the duality of the world. So they will not act selfishly. They will already act naturally with nishkama bhava. Yeah, good questions. Okay, we will end here. Let us say closing prayer. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Om Namo Narayana.